Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, make some noise, yes. Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Product Futures. My name is Andrew King, Global Brand Support with PK Sound. Today's presentation is about the future of technology from PK Sound, the robotic line array company. Our vision is simple. We drive innovation to lead the next generation of live sound, and we're excited to share our progress on that mission with our partners and friends from our home city of Calgary. To start things off today, you're going to hear our team presented through some of our legacy loudspeaker offerings. But as we navigate through the demonstration, we'll introduce the next generation of PK Sound products and integrated robotic solutions that offer an entirely new level of control, flexibility, and accuracy in high-performance applications. To get us started today, help me again. Please welcome the founder and CEO of PK Sound, Jeremy Bridge.
Thank you so much for being here with us. Today is a celebration of both PK Sound and the city of Calgary. Over the past 20 years, PK Sound has earned a reputation for building loudspeakers with unbelievable power and impactful low-frequency reproduction, and for pushing the limits in technology and professional audio. Like the pioneers of this industry, we got our start immersed in and helping to build new music culture. For us, it wasn't sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It was, well, to be honest, it was sex, drugs, and EDM. It was. But like other prominent manufacturers, we grew up. We went to school. We built businesses. We had families. And along the way, we learned a thing or two about the world of high-profile events. This growth, both personal and professional, has allowed PK Sound to expand its manufacturing facilities. We've built a highly specialized workforce. And ultimately, we've created a hub for innovation in Calgary, the city we're proud to call home. When we created the world's first robotic line array system, my vision was to free users from an inflexible workflow and give them the tools to effectively control the sound field through mechanical optimization. Since the beginning, that vision has been driven by a convergence in technology. Many people question why. Why create a system with robotics? Why have power and DSP built into every module? Why do you need to push the limits of networking capabilities? The answer is simple. Because we refused to build just another loudspeaker. We wanted to create something that nothing else in the world could do. We pushed the limits of technology, and we gave people something they always wanted: the ability to control a multi-axis system with an entirely new degree of precision, remotely and in real time. Our line array systems are robotic, not static. Directivity is multi-axis, not one-dimensional. And our workflow isn't rigid or linear. It's flexible and it's dynamic. Today, it's with great pleasure that I present the next stage in PK Sound's evolution: dynamics. Advancing the intimate relationship between hardware and software with unprecedented end-to-end control to fully realize the potential of our robotic line source systems. PK Dynamics combines every stage of the modern live sound workflow into a single solution, making it the key that unlocks the technological advantages built into every PK Sound loudspeaker. Our entire team, spanning from engineering to live sound professionals, has contributed to this vision.
I grew up in a generation defined by technological evolution.
A generation that saw a single device render hundreds obsolete.
A generation that embraces robotics and automation
to improve the speed, safety, and accuracy of our work.
I grew up in a generation that built on the foundation of our industry's pioneers.
That use science and technology to solve problems.
I grew up in a generation with software so powerful
that it redefined the technician's relationship with their system.
In an industry so focused on linearity,
I want to be dynamic.
Dynamics is the center of the PK Sound ecosystem. Every stage of the modern live sound workflow in one single application. Take your design from conception to the real world with the flexibility of real-time adjustments to conquer unexpected challenges even after the system is flown.
For the next generation of live events,
In the next generation of audio professionals.
This is Dynamics.
Dynamics is the epicenter of PK Sound's product futures. And with that, please welcome our lead software developer, Matt Wong.
Thanks, Jeremy. My name's Matt Wong, and I'm the lead software developer with PK Sound and the team behind Dynamics. I grew up in a generation where technology is present in every aspect of our lives, where a single software update can dramatically simplify our signal chain and redefine our workflows overnight. When our team sat down to imagine what Dynamics could be, we first considered what we had at our fingertips. The most powerful system building blocks ever realized in pro audio, which today means hardware with unmatched controls, and in the future, allows us to release new features that will keep us at the forefront of the industry for years to come. Imagine a platform where you can design and control every aspect of an event deployment, regardless of your starting point. One piece of software to simulate, connect, control directivity, tune, monitor, and optimize system performance, all in real time. One software solution that makes several others obsolete. Today, we start the journey with the introduction of Dynamics, the most complete software platform for large-scale system deployments, and this is only the beginning. Built on an Electron backbone, Dynamics uses HTML5, Sass, and TypeScript to provide a robust user experience with modern design. Leveraging a microservice-based architecture, we ensure flexibility and scalability for an ever-evolving feature set. This architecture also allows us to control our hardware using AES-70 standard over a Milan-ready AVB network. Now let's see firsthand what we mean by dynamic workflow and why Dynamics represents the future of deployments for the next generation of events and live sound professionals. Please help me welcome Chief Strategy Officer James Oliver.
Thanks, Matt. Today, our industry is self-described as linear, both in terms of line array system performance and in workflow. With Dynamics, PK Sound has set out to create the exact opposite, a non-linear, or as we call it, a dynamic workflow. With the convenience of intelligent system architecture and multi-axis robotic control, a dynamic workflow means a user can continue optimization in real time by adjusting both the physical and digital parameters to achieve the best possible results. The initial tool set provided in Dynamics version 1 include Venue, where we create, simulate, and prepare our space. System, where we discover, identify, and match our sources. Robotics, where we articulate and optimize our system's multi-axis coverage. Tune, EQ, and adjust parameters with onboard DSP. Live, where we monitor system performance in real time. And Status, where we can manage diagnostics and log service nodes. But even with our ability to build a workflow that resembles our work environments, we can't ignore physics and the best practices developed by the pioneers of our industry. Adhering to those proven concepts remains at the core of our product futures. Now, historically, simulating a loudspeaker has been step one in a linear workflow. The reason for this is the careful plotting of a venue and the system specification is a requirement for designers to confidently hand off detailed instructions to a rigging team. These rigging teams are then tasked with ensuring mechanical angles are accurately pinned so that when gravity takes over, the vertical angles would hopefully meet the desired coverage. Well, that process doesn't need to lead the workflow with PK's robotic offering. In this tradition, Dynamics Venue tab allows for complex 3D design and system simulations so users can accurately prepare inventory requirements for a deployment. We can create from a template, such as a theater, an amphitheater, or as we see here behind me, an arena, in order to quickly complete a thorough design. Or we can customize a space from scratch, using a combination of shapes like plane, polygon, trapezoid, revolve, and a balcony, and by adding objects such as a cube or a stage. We also have the flexibility of importing and measuring satellite images or a site overview, and this allows us to quickly build a draft design as a starting point when time doesn't allow for a formal site visit. Additionally, Dynamics has the ability to import 3D CAD files for infinitely more complex designs, as we see here in the Bella Concert Hall, where we are today. Now, once a venue is designed, we add our sources, and we're ready to automatically generate initial vertical and horizontal coverage patterns. And this is where things start to get really interesting. We start by selecting both the maximum and the minimum parameters, and then using the cover function, we can automatically simulate a starting point for our vertical coverage angles. When paired with its robotic actuation, the cover function is incredibly accurate, and the physical system design allows for 0.1 degrees of resolution in the vertical to cover the intended area. What's more is we can use the cover function in the horizontal plane using the same process. So we set our min and max parameters, this time for the width of the top and the bottom of the line array, and Dynamics will predict the horizontal angles and simulate a symmetric, asymmetric, and in today's example, we'll see an asymmetric and tapered line source system. Now, the Balance tab allows us to simulate tuning to ensure consistent coverage and avoidance throughout the space to achieve the desired frequency response. The Alignment tab allows you to further simulate the optimized performance of a deployment by placing virtual microphones into the workspace and time aligning the various sources through a simple drag-to-match function. Finally, the Mechanical Summary tab outlays the weight and dimension of the system for the technicians preparing for its physical deployment. The Venue module allows system designers to follow best practices, ensuring optimal results while still having an ace in their sleeve, which is the ability to continue to fine-tune a multi-axis system through robotic control and intelligent system architecture. And now for what really sets Dynamics platform apart, let's see how quickly and easily things come together in real time. So to do this next portion of the demonstration, I'm actually going to introduce my friend Daryl Ross down here in the front. Can we light him up? Best guy ever. We got him up there on the screen. Now, what you're looking at right now is an instance of Daryl's actual laptop. There's no smoke and mirrors here. He's actually going to control the rest of the demo. The power of Dynamics allows us to do something that most would typically not feel comfortable doing, which is executing the deployment of a demonstration live in front of an audience. But today, that's exactly what we're doing. Here in the top right corner, we've got 30 modules that we created in our simulation for this venue, and they're waiting to come online in the real world. Daryl, can you go ahead and hit the Discover button? Okay, well, we're waiting a few moments for Dynamics to discover our real-world modules. Let's take a look at how we're bridging the simulated and physical deployments. The entire system you're about to hear come online is powered by the PK Cell, a modular touring rack that handles power, signal, and data distribution. That's what's on top here. This is actually plugged into the system we're looking at. And the PCA3 power distribution. This single unit can power up to 96 speakers and 48 subs, all in a single globally standardized 9U touring rack. Okay, so we've seen in that period the systems come online, so now we've matched that there's 30 modules in the real world to the 30 modules in our workspace. And Daryl, the next step, of course, we're going to flash the system to see which side we're looking at. Okay, stage left, terrific. So all he needs to do is drag and drop that to stage left and match his sources. Okay, go ahead and flash the next one. Stage right. Now you'll notice that the modules light up in sequence so that you know that you have every line source in its order. We'll flash the subs. We got stage right. We'll drag and drop that onto our page and match its source, and the final source, go ahead. The beautiful thing here is that we actually don't need to transfer its parameters that we've worked so hard to build. They're automatically applied with the ability to continue making adjustments from a single platform. Okay, so let's talk about the robotics of the system. Now that our system's connected, we can employ the tool at the center of all PK Sound's product futures, which is its multi-axis robotics. To demonstrate the robotics controller and dynamics, we've elected to use a new product, the T8 and T18 system, which will be production ready as of 2024. Yes. Now, the first thing that you're going to note is the system's currently flown flat. Now, this is something that any other traditional line source manufacturer does not have the luxury of doing, okay? The ability to fly a system flat drastically increases the speed, safety, and accuracy of our deployment. One rigger can place 3 pins into one of these T8 stacks, have it lifted off the stage and out of the way so quickly. Of course, when deploying a system like this, a flat array is far from optimal, but our purpose of the demonstration as we make this transition is not to start with the perfect sound, but to actually show you how we get there and gain understanding of what's possible through the use of dynamics in removing as much of the unwanted reverberant energy from the room to find the best solution for every deployment. So at first, what you'll note is that I'm going to move from the K12s up to the T8s. And Josh, can you go ahead and send me up? Now, what you're going to notice is that my voice is now above you. You can hear me from the heavens. And actually, what's happening here is that this loudspeaker is pointed directly at the back wall. So you're hearing the back wall, you're hearing the side walls, you're seeing the balcony. What you don't have is a direct interaction with the source. Daryl, why don't we go ahead and take stage right? And we're going to start to move this system. Now, by adjusting its vertical coverage, we have the ability to hear my voice come more into focus, into the listening area. It gives you a real-world idea of what's possible to do with the robotic system. One like this that does 0.1 degrees of resolution in the vertical plane allows for incredibly accurate, detailed coverage. Now, we'll go to stage left so the people over here can hear the same thing. Now, you're going to note that the system will beep while it's moving. Our systems have, some of the systems anyways, have some of the actuation you'd find in a D9 Caterpillar. And when you're building products for industrial environments, the construction or aerospace industry, safety is obviously a priority in system deployments. Now, incredibly quickly, we've changed the entire dynamic of the room. Hear that? No? The dynamic of the room? No? There, I gotta ask you for one. We've changed the dynamic of the room dramatically, but this isn't where we end the project, okay? We're not happy with our results. In a theater, like we're in today, of course, we have these walls that are very close. The line array often hangs very close to the walls. At its maximum dispersion, the T8 is 120 degrees. Now, what that means is about 45 degrees of that system is firing directly where we don't want it. And you can hear it. You can hear the reverberant energy in the room. So Daryl, let's go ahead and start moving stage right. And what you're going to hear is that the system starts to focus. Now, we'll go to stage left so everybody else can hear the difference. And I can tell you as the person standing on the stage, the reflective energy is dramatically reduced. Okay, again, I'm not happy. I want to keep going. I want to find out where we can take this thing. And another trick we have up our sleeve is the ability to create a tapered line array. Right, so Daryl, go ahead. He's starting to pull in the stage right, and we'll do the same over here with stage left. And very quickly, we start to see some dramatic results. Now, a tapered line array is incredibly interesting, all right? And if you're in an open field at a festival or something like that, this is the best possible mechanical deployment you can see. I'll tell you why. At the top of the array, we've narrowed the focus of the system to 60 degrees. Now, this is important, okay? The high mid-frequency section, we want to throw it further than any other part. And here, we're gaining up to 3 dB of headroom, and then we're going to create the ability to increase the volume at the top of the cabinet. Now, you'll note that the system feathers very gradually down and opens up to 120 degrees, and that allows us to cover to the front of the audience, which is closest to the loudspeaker, where there's a wider coverage pattern. It's truly beautiful to look at it. But I'm still not satisfied. I'm so hungry for more. What else can we do with dynamics? Well, Daryl spent all this time, too much time, if I'm being honest, Daryl, getting the perfect simulation for today. And what we're going to do is we're going to do both an asymmetric and tapered line array. That's got to be the coolest thing I've ever seen. Honestly, our horizontal pattern here removes the reflected surface off the side of the wall, but I still retain the ability to increase my headroom at the top of the system and feather it down as we go through the line source system. And really, this is where we get to where we want our physical design for this system. This unbelievable ability to harness frequencies from 300 hertz to 20K is unlike anything available in the world, okay? And it's made here in Calgary. It's pretty awesome. If we can reduce reflections in real time, we can make adjustments to the physical PA to have real world results. I think you heard it most obviously in the vertical plane and more subtly as we move through the horizontal coverage pattern. But truly, the end result is spectacular. Once our system's flown and the angles are set, we have the ability to move to the Tune tab in Dynamics and begin applying EQ to deal with system performance. The ability to adjust EQ in Dynamics ensures the final stage of refinement so that our physical deployment and optimization has a little bit of flavor for each one of its users on a single platform without going to another piece of software. So you get a true representation of the system using its physical design. We've only applied a few EQ points here. So now we're ready for the show, okay? Let's move to the Live tab. Here in the Live tab, we can actively monitor the system performance to the module and component level and keep an eye on our available headroom. As we've seen to this point, there's a visual nature that makes the system so special, but of course, it needs to sound incredible. And while we won't be able to push the system we have here to the limits today, we'll leave this page active so you have an idea of what kind of horsepower is available with this system of this nature. In its final form, ladies and gentlemen, Josh if you would, or Rory if you would, the T8 and T18 system. Okay, all right, first impressions, we like it? Not bad, not bad. First time I heard this was actually in a demonstration with a client, and I was just like, oh my God, what the hell? It was one of the best loudspeakers I've ever heard in my life, truly. In a very live room, our ability to articulate the system and with incredible detail, you start to see what's possible here, right? And I think this is going to fit perfect into the PK product futures. The incredible amount of control, we're really just breaching the surface of performance optimization and capabilities. And that's a comma, not a period, right? We're just starting. When paired to end-to-end connection and communication, our final tab that's available in V1 is the Status tab. It allows for component-level diagnostics and real-time service logging. Of course, ensuring optimal performance is a key part of owning a system of this caliber and logging notes to make it fast and efficient to communicate with the people in the field, with the team back at HQ. It goes without saying that bringing technology of this sophistication to market requires extensive alpha and beta testing, and we've been doing it for years. And on that note, I'd like to introduce Ralph Mastrangelo, Global Business Development with PK Sound.
Thanks, James. Hi, everyone. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for your time and attendance. I'd like to share a bit more of the story about what brought us here today. Over the past 3 years, we've been hard at work behind the scenes with an elite group of international live sound professionals across all music genres to develop the most succinct and user-friendly and most powerful loudspeaker software management platform anywhere. The mission was to offer everything they've ever asked for in a single package, the foundational challenge of making it rock solid and reliable in the world's most demanding environments. The culmination of these collaborations, along with hundreds of real-world deployments, have resulted in what you see here today, PK Dynamics. Dynamics' intuitive and flexible platform is the product of innovative thinking, and our collaborations have resulted in our team accomplishing in only 3 years what other leading manufacturers have been attempting for well over a decade. Like us, these system designers, engineers, and technical professionals didn't want just another loudspeaker. These cutting-edge free thinkers are in tune with the pulse of our industry and demanded more than just packaging of the same basic technologies. They help drive us to deliver what we feel is the most advanced and powerful loudspeaker delivery solution in the world. Now let's hear from a few of the people that helped us.
Hi, my name's Nevin Steinberg, and I'm a Broadway sound designer based in New York City. I met the folks from PK Sound a few years ago at a trade show, and I was incredibly intrigued by the robotic line array technology. They were clearly passionate about sound and about their product, and we started chatting and developed a new subwoofer, which is currently in use on the US National Tours of Hamilton and on several international productions. They've always been incredibly responsive to me and my team, and I can't wait to see what they have in store in the coming years.
Hi, my name is Pugsley, also known as James McDermott, and I'm the front house engineer for Dierks Bentley. I'm currently on my second year of a North American tour with Dierks, deploying PK Dynamics for every show. Dynamics lets me take full advantage of the PK Sound robotic line source technology with everything for prediction, system optimization, monitoring in a single platform. The team at PK was very responsive during our beta testing, taking recommendations and making improvements, and I'm confident in driving my system with Dynamics to deliver the best sound possible for our fans.
My name is Peter Dotton, front of house engineer for NAS. Back in 2022, we had the opportunity to tour with PK Audio System on the New York State of Mind tour. Being new to PK, I would like to thank all the team members who were there holding our hand through the process to achieve major and memorable moments throughout the tour. With the assistance of Dynamics, we were able to maximize the integrated system robotics to achieve coverage tailored to the needs of each venue, whether it be near field, far field, amphitheaters, or arenas.
All right, how are we feeling? Yeah, love it. Outstanding. Thank you all so much for joining us today to hear about what we've been working on at PK Sound. Our state-of-the-art facility in Rocky View has its doors open to this community and should be considered a home for the creative development and advancement of technology for Calgary and the international pro audio community. Give it to me one more time. Thank you guys for coming out. A huge thanks to all the people that worked so hard on everything you saw and heard today. Yes. Big shout out especially to our partners at UVS for all their work with the visuals today. All of our worldwide guests that have come in, and yeah, one more and that'll be it. I appreciate it. But yeah, let's go. Enjoy the reception. Look forward to meeting everybody out there. Just before we leave though, a few final words from the team behind the Robotic Line Array Company.
PK Dynamics is now available. Visit pksound.live.